We all love oddly satisfying GIFs.
Oh, look at that. Oh, it's so bloody smooth.
Today, I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to be making two oddly satisfying GIFs as best I can. And it is pronounced GIF. Don't be saying GIF. The bloke who made it said it's GIF.
Steve is using his own invention to accept his award.
I'm going to make them and then upload them anonymously to the subreddit and see if we can hit top of this week. Now that would be satisfying. Well, could have just cut to the next bit, Ciarán. Didn't have to do. What's that?
Boo! Fuck off!
Now I want to make one GIF which is real life and one GIF which is made on the computer. To do this, I'm going to be using this big long lens. Now what this lens enables you to do is get incredibly close to a subject whilst keeping it in focus. Now that isn't actually the reason why this is so long. That's just so you can go in between some nooks and crannies. This is a horrible action I'm doing right now. Open up your cranny or your nook, I'm coming in. So my first idea is to get a close-up macro shot of scraping paint off a paint roller.
Oh, yes.
So imagine seeing that, but up close, okay? It fills a full frame and you just see it go from top to bottom. There, paint gone. Or no paint, could have said no paint. Ciarán, that makes more sense, doesn't it? That's good English.
Fuck off.
Now for the CGI GIF, I needed to find some inspiration. So I popped over to the subreddit and had a little nosy at what was currently trending. What a cracking bush. Paint matching is so satisfying. Is it? This feels like a waste of time. That's rubbish. That is positively rubbish. What a beautiful crunch. I need to get me some ice and some tissues. These vacuum packed bean bricks at the supermarket. Don't talk to me about fucking beans! Previously on the Ciarán Carlin channel. Beans!
Beans. Everyone likes beans.
I hate beans. Ooh. I will not hear the word bean ever again, okay? From now on, these vacuum packed bricks at the supermarket. There we go, that's what we do. We don't say that word anymore. Can we all just take a minute to appreciate this perfectly written 5? 62.5. Maybe I can just try and do this. Just write the perfect number or letter. Let's have a quick go. This is possibly the ugliest 5 I have ever written. Look at the state of that. Way too long the top, way too small on the bottom. It actually makes me feel a bit sick. That is a direct opposite of that. Well, we won't be doing that one then. I didn't really like that, and I don't own a furnace. Surprisingly, and I don't think you can do that in a normal conventional oven. Oh, that might be it. That's easy to animate. That's just a thing flipping round. Throw some textures on it. We're golden. Then I can sell it as an NFT, destroy the environment, but make a shocking amount of money. That sounds good. This guy cutting watermelons in Taiwan. Ooh, a bit. Oh, the zoom. Oh, it's like an episode of The Office. Oh, zoom again. Oh, rubbish. I feel like the zoom more than the watermelon bit, but watermelon in general is just good, isn't it? To be fair, I could just make a really satisfying picture of a watermelon. I think I'm just thinking about eating watermelon now. I just sort of want to eat watermelon. I think we go with the Red Bull can, flipping, spinning, going into a container and then sliding out the bottom again and then on a loop. That's a perfect, oddly satisfying thing, because then when do you stop? You never know when to stop because it never ends, and then you stuck there forever and it's like, oh, what? It's been an hour and I've been on the toilet. I've got piles now. Right, I've got something that I'm sort of happy with. My initial one is not my favourite. I made a Pepsi can go through a hole and come back out the hole. In my head, it's quite satisfying because then you add the noises and it's like that. But I then realised that I haven't paid for the full version of the renderer, so we've got all these horrible lines because it's a trial and I am not paying 200 quid to get rid of those lines. So I had to scrap this one and it didn't really look that satisfying anyway, and I made this instead. Now this may not look like much, but I've animated the Coke can dropping down instead of falling through, now nestles lightly and gently into the cup holder. Now, why is there a ring there? Don't know. Just thought it looked quite cool going through there. Instead of this horrible one, we now have this. Oh, look at that.
Oh, it goes so slowly at the end. Oh.
I'm quite happy with that, to be honest. I think that might get some upvotes at least. I'm going to post this on the Reddit now. I'll hand you over to future me, who is holding something long. It's the lens, not a willy. That's long as well. It's not. So, what's the point of lying? If this doesn't hit the top of Oddly Satisfying, I really don't know what would. This is way better than the CG crap I did earlier. Fuck that. This thing. This took me a lot less time. It's like 10 minutes. Fuming, but also incredibly buzzing, because surely this will bang. I didn't have any coloured paint, but it'll do. I think it's good enough. It better be bloody good enough, otherwise it's a terrible end to the video.
1 massive week late.
It was actually 4 days. Right, let's see what we've got. Did we make it? I say we, I did all the work. How are you taking credit? You've just sat there. But taking credit for what? Let's have a look. In hindsight, I can't say I'm surprised. The render quality is shocking, which is probably the main thing which ruins how satisfying it is. Maybe I should have spent £200 on the renderer. Shit! How do you get it out? If it were real, you would just have to turn it upside down, but it's CGI, so... riveting. I really hope Alan here doesn't think this is real. Actually, you know what? I hope he does think it's real, because that would look great on me. Well, that was beyond a failure, and I'm actually going to downvote my own post. -2, brilliant, that's good. I was keeping it level. Removing paint from a paint roller, filmed using a macro lens.
Surely this will bang, and if this doesn't hit the top of Oddly Satisfying, I really don't know what would.
Hey! Oh! 8. Whoa! Well, not top of this week. If this bit was in focus, then it'd probably be fine. But it's actually quite hard to do. So they were both catastrophic failures.
Ooh, fuck off.
Well, I just want to mention that I'm not completely useless, because a year ago I posted this video of me fixing like drains and stuff. It got 3.2 upvotes, so... So if you think about it, I did this video last year and didn't film it, so... Well, now that may have not gone to plan, but as with everything, there's a lesson that can be learned.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
Women in general. I love women, specifically women, the ones in general, women. I love women. You know who doesn't? Shane Dawson, he likes cats.